guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gianna. Today is going to be such a little fun video because I'm doing a wrap up of everything I read in June, July, and August. So this is what I read. It's not going to be a typical wrap up video because I'm going to be doing a really fun summer book tag. Emily Page Books created this. She's such a good booktuber. I love her channel. Go check her out. She is everything. She's just the sweetest person. Her videos are so cozy. I'm obsessed with them. And she reminds me of Rory Gilmore. She created like a bunch of questions to answer about everything you read this summer, and it's just so fun. Like, it's a fun way to do it because I read a lot compared to last year. Okay, so the first question is, how many books did you read this summer? I have a guess. Am I counting novellas? I don't know. Okay, I'll do like how many actual books I read and then novellas. I read 10 books, 2 novellas. How many 5-star reads did you have? I reread People Meet on Vacation, which I will talk about. I recommend reading this on the beach because it's literally the best beach read ever, besides Beach Read by Emily Henry. But I love this book so much. This is about Poppy and Alex. They have been best friends from college, but in college they actually were so opposite. They like could not really get along. They met each other like once during orientation. They were like, you're not for me. But then they end up like, they have a mutual friend. They end up like driving home because they live in the same hometown. They end up driving home together. It starts off kind of rocky, but like they do end up like getting to know each other and like planning to like meet up and like start this friendship. They just start going on vacations together because they realize like they both have this like desire to kind of like get away and start like going on trips. So they do. They just have this like really cute friendship, and this is probably my favorite like friends to lovers book. It's perfect. Poppy is so me. She's just very much, she's described as a wild child, but like her fashion, because it always says she's wearing these like bright colorful outfits, like that's so me. And just like the things she says, she's very like out of pocket and funny, and I love her. But and I think it just makes so much sense, like the fact that they're so opposite. She's so outgoing, he's so reserved. It just makes sense. They bring each other, she brings him out of his shell, and he kind of grounds her a little bit, makes her feel seen and understood. Oh my gosh, and the quotes in this are so good. And then a new favorite, Mary Jane. Mary Jane is by Jessica Anya Blah. She is nannying this 5-year-old little girl, and the little girl's father is this psychiatrist. Her mother and her whole family, they're just they kind of like shelter her. Like, she's kind of in this bubble this summer. So she's becoming the nanny for the Cohen's family's 5-year-old little girl. And so she's basically like having this summer job at the Cohen house. They're just very like free-spirited, kind of hippie-like. They'll be like the type of people, you know, you walk into their house, they give you like a kiss on the head or like a hug, you know, when they get to know you. That's just how they are, and they're very just like do whatever. The mom doesn't even cook. But Mary Jane she's grown up in this house. The mother always cooks dinner. Her mother has dinners planned like every single night. It's basically going between these two contrasting types of households and families. And so it's just such a good read because you're seeing Mary Jane having this eye-opening summer. Also, psychiatrist, the 5-year-old little girl Izzy, her dad is bringing in these 2 people for the summer. This rock star and the rock star's wife. These 2 people are coming in. Sheba is the girl. Sheba, think of like probably the most famous woman in the 70s. And the way she was described, I thought of Cher. He's taking in the rock star and the famous actress singer because the rock star is dealing with alcoholism, so he's helping him get over his addiction by having him in the summer like away from, you know, all the fame and the struggle and the stress of like being in the outside, you know, rock and roll world. So Mary Jane is getting so close to not only this family, but she's getting close to Sheba and Jimmy as well. And so Mary Jane, at 14 years old, is just seeing this different life that she's never seen before, because she's She goes to church every single Sunday. She gardens with her mom. She cooks every single day. Like, that is her life. She sings in the church choir. That's as much fun as Mary Jane has. So she is having this summer nannying this 5-year-old, cooking for them, but also just like, so she's cooking for this family, but they are giving her just so much like love and comfort, and just, you know, they share this love for music, her, Sheba, and Jimmy, and they just kind of like, I don't know, they just kind of like open her in with welcome arms, like this whole family. And it's just, I love this because it's so like found family. She's finding out who she is. It's very much a coming of age story. It's just so good. There are some topics where it's like, oh, there's some difficult topics, you know? Since it's in the lens of a 14-year-old girl, it's not too much where you're like, okay, I need to put this book down. Like, it was told and discussed in a very casual way, which is like good because, you know, she's learning all this stuff. And then Better Than the Movies was also a 5-star read. I'm gonna talk about this later. Defy Me, the 5th book in the Shadow Me series, I rated 5 stars too. It was really, really good. But I just love when the side characters like finally get their story. So I love this book. I also loved that you got more answers from things that you had no idea about. Because I feel like this series, like, as much as I love the Shadow Me series, you are very confused for most of the series. I feel like this one, you start getting so many answers, and there's a lot of plot twists that happens in this. That's why I gave it 5 stars. There's also just elements and like storylines that I never saw coming. Really appreciated, loved it. No spoilers, but yeah, 5 stars. Did you DNF any books? Which one? So DNF is did not finish. I did not DNF any books. What's a book you purchased this summer that you were the most nervous to read? Well, summer's over. 28 Summers. I did not read this book. I will read it in the spring or summer of next year because I just like, I'm a seasonal reader. If I end up finishing some of my books in the winter, I'll start it earlier. I'll start it earlier before spring starts. But like, this is a thick one. Plotline sounds really good. It does. It's just, it didn't have its shining moment this year, and that's okay. They don't always get their shining moment. Next year's a thing. It's a thing, don't worry. What's a book that felt like the perfect beach read? I have 2. People We Met on Vacation. Again. I love reliving all the vacations with Poppy and Alex. And I also love that all these places that they're talking about are real. I looked them up because I like making a little bucket list. Like, anytime I'm reading, if they're going to places that I'm interested in going to, I will write that down. But then if they're like, oh, I went to this bookstore, I went to this restaurant, I always look it up just in case, because sometimes authors make up those places. It's okay. It is fiction. But sometimes they're real. Sometimes they do their research. She does her research. Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I thought it was Walker. It's a rom-com. It has some Taylor Swift song references in it, which is perfect. It takes place on Martha's Vineyard, which is also perfect. The book is about Meredith. Meredith is going to a wedding in Martha's Vineyard. Her whole extended family owns this plot of land in Martha's Vineyard. It's called Paqua Farm. They all have like these kind of like houses, but they're big houses. They spend the summer. Her cousin's getting married to this boy. This boy has a stepbrother, and they meet, but they kind of like, their first encounter was kind of chaotic, which I love. They meet, they form this alliance because at this wedding, their family's crazy. Their family is crazy fun, and they're having this like assassin game. So it's basically, you either use water guns, water buckets, you're basically just splashing someone with water, eliminating them, killing them. And there's eventually a winner or whatever. But the whole game is you get a card with someone's name on it. You have to get them with the water gun. And then once you get them, you get their card with their name. The more kills you have, then you win. So Meredith forms this alliance with this boy named Whit, who is the groom's stepbrother. And they are kind of just like helping each other out. Because like there's so many people going to this wedding, they don't know everyone. Other than that, that's how their whole like romance sparks. from this alliance, but then they start like getting really close and going on all these like fun little adventures around Martha's Vineyard. It's just really cute. I forgot to mention this, Meredith's sister passed away like 18 months ago, and she's just kind of been in this like funk ever since, and so Whit is pulling her out of that. He's giving her a little sense of adventure and fun, and it's just like really cute, perfect, lighthearted summer read. I gave it 4 stars. I don't think you need to read this, but it is really good. Like, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I love Martha's Vineyard. It's great. What was your overall favorite read of the summer? I think better than the movies. This one was so fun. I love this a lot more than I thought I would. I knew I would enjoy it, but this one had me cackling. It was so funny. Lynn is just like a comedic genius. This book is a love letter to every single rom-com like ever created, and that's why I love it. So the main character, Liz Buxbaum, there's always that theme of the main characters losing someone, like they're always grieving. Anyways, she lost her mom. Her mom was always like really into romantic comedy. She had like DVDs of collections of like every single romantic comedy ever, and so that's how they bonded. And so like Liz is very much a hopeless romantic. She's constantly watching these movies, listening to romantic songs, Taylor Swift. She's probably one of the most relatable main characters ever, and I really, really love reading about her. Her childhood crush, Michael, comes back to the high school, even though it's senior year and they're gonna graduate in 2 months, which doesn't make sense, but whatever. It's fine. She's just trying to find a way to get his attention, get close with him so he can ask her to prom. And Liz's neighbor, Wes, is so popular. He's on the baseball team, yada yada yada. He's just this popular boy. They're neighbors, but they've always been like enemies, but not really. Like, they're just like bickering, like they're just like 2 little kids. His relationship with her, he just tries to bother her, get on her nerves, but like in the cutest way, like in the most like lighthearted way you could think of, and it's adorable. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, it was cute. It wasn't like too much. You know when like a guy in a book is like pushing the main character too much, just like bothering her in like really weird ways? Like, no, like he is adorable. Like, he just messes with her and it's cute, and she just gives it right back to him, so it just works completely. And like they have like little nicknames for each other, like he calls her Elizabeth and Libby. Like, it's just cute. Like, it's adorable. So they always fight over the same parking spot, and she's like, I will give you the parking spot for the rest of the time if you help me get in with Michael and help me get him so he can be my prom date. So he's like, yeah. So he forms this deal with her, and they just become closer. There is romantic comedy quotes in the beginning of every chapter, and usually they have something to do with what's going to happen in the chapter, which is perfect. What was the fastest read? My fastest read was Reveal Me, one of the novellas in the Find Me book. This is Kenji's novella. I'm not going to really go into this. I'm going to do a video where I talk about whole Shatter Me series as a whole, convincing you guys to like read the series, because this one was really good. I really liked the Reveal Me novella. I don't know what I rated it, but I read that like in 2 days maybe. What was your least favorite summer read? It was One Italian Summer. Very slow, didn't like the main character, didn't like her choices, bunch more I didn't like about it, but still gave it 3 stars because I mean it was okay. To me, 2 stars. To everyone else, 3. Were there any new authors you were introduced to that you loved? Yes. Lynn Painter. I will definitely be getting more of her books. Who are some booktubers that you've been watching this summer? Great question. Great question. Of course, I've been watching Emily Page.
Sorry. Steph Bohr came out with a new video. Meet Grammarly Go, your go-to solution for 38 minutes ago. Why is there that? I have mine in a lot of books recently, which is good and bad.
Because I don't read any other books.
This is mom. This is mom. This is BookTube's mom. Like, actually, this is one of the mothers. One of the founding mothers of BookTube. Like, her video just came out 30 minutes ago and I'm already like crazy excited. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so I've been watching Steph. Of course I've been watching Steph this summer. She's the reason why I'm doing this. She's the reason why I'm here on YouTube talking about books, because when I'm hearing her talk, so genuine, so sweet, so funny. Obsessed with her. Okay, yeah, so I've been watching her. Who else have I been watching? I've been watching a lot. Megan Cariati. I don't want to say the last names because I'm butchering them. I've been watching Megan. Her videos are so cute. She's a very positive person. I really enjoy her videos. Michaela, I love Michaela. Max Bookshelf. I've been watching Rhea Camden. Her reaction videos are so funny. I love her wrap-up videos. I've been watching JC's videos too. They're really good. Loved her book look 5-star reads one. That one was really good. Summer Ween, really good video too. Julie, Books with JB I've been watching. Queen. She's funny too. What's a series you completed this summer? I'm glad you asked. I finished the Shatter Me series. I have the rest of the series over there. So I finished Kenji's novellas, the 5th book, Defy Me, Imagine Me, which is the last book, and then the final novella, Believe Me. My favorite was Defy Me. Imagine Me was good. It was good, but it didn't get me sobbing and like really like, oh my god, until the end of Imagine Me. I'm crying. This is so good. Oh my god. There's just some plot lines I really didn't love in Imagine Me, but it was still like a very solid book. The final scene of Imagine Me, no, like the final scene, like everything leading up to it was amazing, and then like the final like sentence, like moment that happened, I was like, I'm still confused. This is perfect. You should read Believe Me if you're going to read the series. Read Believe Me. Were there any repeat authors that you loved even more the second time? Yes, Emily Henry. Yeah, I was kind of scared because I've been rereading some books, and some books just haven't hit the same as they did the first time I read them. I'm talking about these books. It's not that it didn't hit, but there's a lot of things from the show that I wish would have been in the book. Even though I read the book first, there's some things where I was like, that was a great addition that they made to the show. And I'm like, but for these books, like there's some things that were very just like, I know you wrote this like 10 years ago. Did she read it 10 years ago? I don't know. But I do think you guys need to read these. Like I do think you need to read these because there's so many moments, especially from their childhood, that are very important to the rest of the show and just like knowing the characters fully. But there are some like moments in the show that I'm like, that would have been so good to include in the book too. Like I wish it was in the book. And just like little like character things. I feel like I loved Conrad a lot more in the show than in these first 2 books. I just love Conrad a lot more in the 3rd book too. Enjoy it. Like these are a good summer staple. So I do recommend reading them, especially if you're a fan of the show. Like there's certain moments that make more sense when you're watching the show. You're like, oh, because you have the backstory to it. What's a book you've been putting off for the summer but you're super excited for? So this is a book everyone read either this summer or before this summer, and the sequel is coming out in the fall. I started reading it like a couple days ago. I don't even think I'm 25% in yet. I don't know. Fourth Wing. I'm reading right now. I am reading. I'm so excited. 115. We're making progress. It doesn't help the fact that I'm in school right now, and I can't be reading this every second of the day, but I did read it for a good hour last night. I have high hopes for the fall. Very happy with the amount that I read. Wishing you guys lots of luck with, you know, your reading in the fall, especially with school starting. It's really hard. I literally have to go to class after this. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on any of these books. Let me know your favorite read of the summer. Be sure to check out Emily's video. I love her page. Go check it out right now. If you want to do this tag, make sure you tag her because her video is great. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video so soon. I'm going to be doing some fall videos, some fall vlogs. If you need me, I will be reading this. So actually, don't need me. Don't. And I'll see you in my next video.